What's going on, guys? This is Demian from the Lookout and welcome to English celebration lists. Yeah, so we have some lists here for you and this is probably the last lists video. I'm working on one more, if I get it done on time, before the digital client drops. But this one, it had some pretty cool decks and one very unseen deck so far won the event, at least unseen in the West, so we're gonna be going over that. But before we dive into this video, two big things. First off, we're giving away codes. Yes, on every Fusion World video we're giving away 2 digital pack codes to one lucky winner. All you have to do is be a subscriber, like the video and drop a comment, and then we will pick a random winner and we'll announce the winner at the end of each next Fusion World video. So you can participate multiple times. If you don't win once, you can just enter on the new one. Anyway, that, and of course, a huge shout out to the Coffee Club, our lovely patrons. These are our $2 and up patrons. They buy us coffee. They keep this crazy content grind going. And guys, thanks a lot for your support. If you wish to join the Coffee Club, link to our Patreon is in the description below. And I think that's about everything. Roll the video! Okay guys, so we are covering the UK celebration event which took place yesterday on the 25th. 11 players once again kept to 16. Some of these events are struggling hitting 16, mostly because the product allocations, but the decks which topped were built very well. Basically, it's not random cards piled together. First place goes to Silk, who won with Ginyu. Huge shout out to Silk, he's a good friend of the channel, and thank you so much for getting us these lists. So, the first Ginyu win here on the channel. Then we have Android 17 coming in second. Then we have 2 Green Gohans, third and fourth place. We have a Beerus on the 5th place. 2 Vegetas, 6th and 7th, and then another Beerus. So guys, for this breakdown we have only a couple of decks, but we have like most of the top 5. So we're just gonna go and jump straight into them. Alright guys, we are here with Deck Planet, the best deck builder, and we're gonna go over some of the lists. I have 5 lists for you today, 4 from the event, and then another extra first place Brawly from a different celebration event, also in UK. So let us start with Silk's Ginyu. So Silk went undefeated, congratulations with Ginyu, and here's basically the list. So what do we have here? Let's check it out. We have 2 of the free drops. It's a 10k combo in worst case. Running 4 of the Friezas, running a split of 2 of the starter deck boss monsters and 2 of the coolers. Of course, you run the 4 copies of the super combo, and here we have the Ginyu package, 4 copies of Raccoon, 4 copies of Ginyu. If you're playing a Ginyu, you can't play any less. You need to play a 4-4 split, and then you also have 1 additional Ginyu Force card here in Jace, who says permanent during your turn. If you have a total 3 or more cards with Ginyu Force in their special trait, among your leader and battle cards, he is 20k. So basically what you can do is you play Raccoon cheats out Ginyu restends energy, you play Jace as well. Now you've got for 1 energy effective, well, for 2 energy effectively, you just got 3 20k bodies and onto the field. That's a lot of value here. You have to run some self-awakeners, so running 3 copies of Knees and 4 copies of this Frieza. This Frieza is amazing. This Frieza is such a good card. Also running 4 copies of the Ginyu Frog. I highly suggest running Ginyu Frog in like any Ginyu deck. And not any Ginyu deck, in any yellow deck. It's a lot of value. It forces your opponent to answer it. Best case, they just, you know, swing into it or spend a removal to kill a little 5k guy. If they don't, you just keep drawing. Then we also have the playsets of the extra cards. So Bonds of the Ginyu Force, Activate battle, choose one of your leaders or up to one of your battle cards. It gets plus 10k power for the battle, and then it gets plus 5k power for the battle for each Ginyu Force cards among your leader and in the battle area. And you'll be getting a lot of them. Like I've just told you, Rekum Ginyu Jace combo puts down 3 bodies. So that's already plus 15k. So for 1 energy, you're counting your leader as well. That's a lot. So you get plus 10 and then you get like plus 20 because it's 4 cards. So that's plus 30. Yeah, that's very, very good. So then we also have the Ginyu Force card, which draws you 1 energy if you have 2 or more cards with Ginyu Force in their special traits, battle cards. It doesn't count the leader. You draw 2 cards. Getting 2 out is not a problem, especially when you have an engine that just cheats them in. And finally, 1 Crusher Ball. You run Crusher Ball to deal with Frost. Like there are other targets, but primarily if you run into Frost, you play Crusher Ball. And then you just rest him and you swing with your leader, you combo up, or you swing with something else and then get rid of it. Because, like you can see here, a lot of these are 20Ks. If you run into Frost, it's gonna be a pretty bad time. Anyways, congratulations, Silk. Then we have 2nd place, Android 17. Okay, it's cool to see Android. And this one is more of an archetype build. We don't see a lot of these. Basically, what do we have here? We have 2 copies of Android 19. If you have 6 or more, he's 25k. You can run Trunks instead. I know that one list that I'm going to show you, one list is running this one instead of Trunks because the player didn't have access to Trunks. Then we have 3 copies of Garo and 4 copies of the Lab. So you have... Actually, that's not that Garo. This Garo is just a tutor. So, Android 20. 1 cost tutor, that's fine. Of course, the Goku cantrip, the Android SR is here to help you filter a bit. Then you have the 4 cost, which basically cheats in the Android SR. We have 2 copies of the 3 cost. Is a 10k combo in the worst case. Otherwise, it's just like 25. Now we have a 4-4 split between Android 20 and Dr. Garo's Lab, because you need to see the Lab in this deck if you're playing Archetype. So this is effectively 8 copies of the Lab. You have a lot of chances to hit it. Also running 3 of the SRs, of course Android 18 and 17, just clears up 2 cards, cost 3 or less, gets rid of some pesky attackers, gets rid of some blockers, and then swings 20. 2 Gohans which heal, that's an awesome card. 3 Gohans which KO, cost 4 or less. We're seeing these ones run more and more in this set 1 meta. 4 copies of Vegeta, because Vegeta is just amazing. If you're playing a ramp deck, you are running Vegeta. And then for finisher, 3 copies of Broly. So yeah, because Broly, the big beater which removes anything. The one interesting thing that I have noticed here is no destructive strength at all. So the only ramp is through the Lab, which is interesting. I mean, it's not unheard of. It obviously worked, but maybe could have used like 1 or 2 destructives. I'm someone who likes consistency. And another card that we don't see that often, brother-sister combination. Just activate battle 1 energy. During your opponent's turn, you give something plus 20k for the battle. Very rarely will you have 15 or more in drop to ramp something, and by that point it won't matter. Anyways, this is the 2nd place, Android 17. Then we have third place, Gohan. Okay, this is also a very good list. So running the cantrip, running the playset of the tutor, running 4 copies of Gigantic Meteor and 4 copies of Destructive Strength. Only 2 Android 18s to draw and discard 1 for extra filtering. 4 copies of Trunks, just to remove a lot of threats very early on. This Trunks is great. He's seeing more and more play now. Because, yeah, he just basically is a removal, which requires an answer. Otherwise, he'll just keep doing his own thing. 3 copies of Vegeta, 3 copies of Turles, 4 copies of Son Goku. So you need to play like all of them. 4 copies of Gohan that just KOs. We have here 2 copies of the Android SR, 3 copies of the Gohan which heals, 2 not super combos, oh my god, 2 SERs, and then we have 4 of the Broly's, and of course super combos. So there are 4, 6, there are 8 0 combo cost cards, and that looks to be like somewhere close to the sweet spot. Maybe 6, but it depends on the deck, of course. Like, you could probably cut it down to 1, but we're still in testing periods, so we're still trying to figure out how many 0 cost combos you actually run in decks. Then we have 5th place. Yeah, we don't have 4th, but we have 5th place Beerus. Okay, so Beerus is pretty cool, and let's see how this one is built. There are some interesting choices here. So we have the Whis, of course, because Whis combined with Beerus is just minus 15 for 1 energy, removes something. We have Self-Awakeners in 3 Roshis, 2 Gokus, Hit as well, 4 copies of Hit. We have 3 Beeruses which just board wipe something. It's a critical. In combination with your leader, it can actually get rid of a 35k, which is huge. Kamehamehas, the Gohan, which also in combination with your leader gets rid of something, minus 20k, that's also very good. 2 of the boss monsters, the SR, and now 1 copy of Tournament of Power Arena. So I haven't really tested this one out a lot. I think like there is value in it, though I'm not completely sold on the TOP Arena. I need to see it a bit more. I just think that maybe like 2 for plus 5k is a bit much, but I could be very wrong on that one. And 4 copies of Shin. Shin basically gives your leader additional plus 10. So on the unawakened side, you are 30k crit. On awakened side, you're a 30k attacker, and he's a 10k combo. That's awesome. The big takeaway is also 4 copies of Frost. There is now listen to me, there is no reason not to run Frost. Like, there's just no reason not to run this card. Yes, against a lot of matchups, it's just kinda dead. It doesn't do anything. But if you run into yellow, this card is awesome. If you run into anything else, you either charge him, or he's just a 10k combo. At worst, he's a 10k combo. And there are a lot of worse cards that you can put here. And 4 Roshis which you draw. And now, finally, we have 1 more. First place list from Ruzi. He sent this to me. This is his Broly, and I just asked him a couple of questions. What's up with the androids? He told me that he didn't have access to the trunks, so he was running the android, running 2 copies of Big Bang Attack. This is a card that doesn't see a lot of play, but it's still worth experimenting somewhat with it, because it is removal for relatively cheap. 2 of Vegetas and 1 of Goku, also the same case. He said he didn't have the 3rd Vegeta. He said like, never run this Goku is just horrible. So you just run the 3rd Vegeta instead. 4 of the Turles, 2 of Goku with the Fat Cell, and then we have 4 of the removal, 3 heals, 2 androids to get the heal back, 1 SCR, and 4 Brolys, 4 big beaters. So yeah guys, these were the deck lists. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of these UK lists? So guys, these are probably the last lists that we will have before the digital client drops in like, what, 3 days? So yeah, then we're gonna be seeing some really crazy lists. But so far, let me know what do you think. I think that it's cool to see Ginyu winning. We haven't seen a Ginyu first place list on the channel yet, so that one is pretty cool. I'm happy to see androids being more represented. I still think that Saiyans are much better, but it's cool to see androids more represented. And it was cool to check out the Beerus deck list as well. Plus the blue representative, although we didn't have lists, was Vegeta, and I'm happy whenever I see Vegeta in the top 8. Anyways guys, before we go into, like, subscribe, leave comments, huge congratulations to Danny G1161. You have won 2 digital pack codes. Contact me either on Facebook or on Discord. My tag is in the description below, and then I'll just send you the codes, mate. Everyone else, leave the comment, like, subscribe for a chance to win 2 digital card pack codes. We're gonna be giving away these ones for a very long time. So anyway guys, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I read all of your comments, I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And while you're here, share the video. These lists help out other people. Hit like and subscribe. Help us get to 5k subs when we're gonna give away a booster box. This has been Demian from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.